Welcome to ECE 320 Electronics for over the summer. I'm Jake Lauer, and this is a quick overview of the course, What You Can Expect in Electronics. Now, electronics is a fun course. This is where you get to start actually building stuff. It is a lab-based course, so you're going to need a lab kit. Send me your physical mailing address, and I'll mail it to you. This is only for NDSU students, so everyone else there in the internet world, sorry, but if you want to know what's inside the lab kit, it is available. Electronics, along with all my courses, are available on Bison Academy. This is the semi-official website for the Electrical Computer Engineering Department at NDSU. If you click on 320, that takes you to the home page for electronics. If you click on the lab kits, it's not there. Click on the labs right here. This is everything in the electronics lab kit. Actually, this hasn't been updated yet. It's a little bit different now, but it will be very shortly, everything in the lab kit. In terms of what's in the lab kit, we'll talk about that in a little bit. This has your powered breadboards, batteries, multimeters, components, stuff like that. Stuff for digital circuits, analog circuits. You can build temperature alarms, subwoofers, crossover speakers, push-pull amplifiers, stuff like that we're going to be building in this class. So the whole reason you go into engineering is you want to build stuff. Well, this is where you get to start building stuff. And one way to think of electronics is kind of the interface to a computer. Computers don't have a lot of power. I need some circuitry to convert the sensors into something the computer can read, 0 to 5 volts. That's electronics. Something to convert the output of a computer, 0 volts, 5 volts, to something that drives your motors and actuators. That's electronics. So electronics is kind of the interface to everything. You don't have to have computers in a circuit. For example, we got to the moon in the Apollo mission without electronics or without computers. It's a whole lot easier if you have a computer, though. So electronics are definitely necessary. Anytime you have a computer, you got to interface the computer to the real world. That's electronics. So electronics in general are devices made out of semiconductors, namely silicon and germanium. That makes the devices nonlinear. This is probably one of the hardest courses you're going to take. The reason it's hard is you're suddenly getting into nonlinear circuits. For linear circuits, I can do n equations, n unknowns, and matrix algebra. When you have nonlinear circuits, that doesn't work anymore. So this is how to analyze nonlinear circuits with multiple fairly complex nonlinear circuits using electronic components. This is also a junior level course. Problem you have as a junior is you don't know what you don't know. So this course has 35 lectures, meaning 35 different things you can do with electronics. Silicon, for example, this is what silicon looks like. It's kind of pretty, kind of grayish. That's the heart of electronics, semiconductors like silicon. Now, what we'll be doing in this class is, again, you go to Bison Academy, you can see the syllabus for the class. It's kind of going throughout the entire summer. We'll have 3 weeks of lectures, then the first test, 3 weeks of lectures, the second test, 3 weeks of lectures, and the third test. Now, everything in the course is on Bison Academy, so the textbook is right here. It's Bison Academy. All the lectures have been posted, so when we look at the 555 timers, here's the lecture notes. That's in portrait format and landscape format. Landscape format is easier for the videos, presentations. All lectures have been recorded and uploaded onto YouTube, so you can sit there and watch them. And there's a couple other lectures. The ones that are EB, that's Electroboom. He is really, really good. I'm jealous of Electroboom. His videos are better than my videos, so always watch those. There's various handouts for the in-person classes, and the homework sets. When the homework is due on the following Monday, I'll then post the solutions as a PDF file and a YouTube video, so you can see what's going on. In terms of the content, again, it's kind of split into groups of 4. The first 4 weeks will cover Circuits 1 review, voltage nodes, current loops, Thevenin's, 555 timers. Cover semiconductors. I can measure temperature. I can measure light with a semiconductor. It's basically a variable resistor that varies with temperature or light. We'll then look at the p-n junction. With semiconductors, I can dope them and make all the charge carriers holes or electrons, and that's what's unique about semiconductors. In metals, I have one type of charge carrier, electrons. In semiconductors, I have two types. It gives you type P and type N. If I put those two together, I get a diode. And then we'll look at diode circuits like LEDs, AC to DC converters, max spin circuits, clippers, and then test one. On the homework sets, you'll also use your lab kit. I'll analyze the circuit on paper, simulate in Circuit Lab, and then for a couple of these, I'll build them. For example, this is a 555 timer that's been built, and using the PRC multimeter, I can see the waveform. You'll have that in your lab kit. The next 4 weeks, we'll switch over to transistors. If I have a p-n junction, I've got a diode. If I go p-n-p or n-p-n, I get a transistor. A transistor is an amplifier or a switch. Electronic switch that can turn things on and off. So with a switch, I can turn on a motor, turn off a motor, turn on an LED, turn off an LED, things like that. Just goes one direction. If I want to go two directions, that's an H-bridge, a different circuit using transistors. That way I can go forward or backwards. I can convert one DC voltage to another DC voltage. I can convert DC to AC. I'll then look at digital electronics, how to do AND gates, OR gates, NOT functions, using DTL logic, TTL logic, and CMOS logic. Have review and test number 2. And again, the homeworks are going to be analyze and design a circuit, test it in simulation using Circuit Lab, then for a couple of them, build them in lab, and verify that your calculations are correct. The last 3 weeks, we'll get into analog electronics. Using op-amp circuits, and in this case I have a plus-minus 9-volt power supply, so I'm using 2 batteries, as opposed to here, this is a single 5-volt supply, converts 9 volts down to 5 volts, and I've got my logic levels, 0 volts 5, 0, 5. With 2 batteries, I can get plus-minus 9 volts. With plus-minus 9 volts, I can then drive a push-pull amplifier and drive a speaker and get some loud signals out. I can run it through a low-pass filter and get the low frequencies out. And I have a subwoofer. So we'll look at amplifiers, mixers, push-pull amplifiers, basically a power amplifier, active filters, Butterworth filters, Chebyshev filters, and then transistor amplifiers like common emitter, common base, common collector, and then test number 3. So that's kind of where we're heading. All this is lab-based. All of these will be used in the labs, using your multimeters, oscilloscopes, breadboards, power supplies. Again, the whole reason you go in engineering is you want to build stuff. Now we get to start building stuff. Course information, I'm Jake Lauer. Class is online. The lab is part of the homework set, and you're going to need a lab kit. So again, make sure you send me your mailing address, and I'll get you a lab kit. My office hours are Mondays, 8 a.m. till noon, on Zoom. I'm also available throughout the summer. Just shoot me an email. I check my email regularly. Bulletin description is characterization, modeling, analysis of digital and analog circuits using transistors, FETs, op-amps. The course objective is by the end of the semester, you should be able to explain how current flows in semiconductors by holes and electrons. You should be able to explain how diodes and transistors operate. You should be able to design and analyze diode circuits using nonlinear and ideal diodes. Analyze and design transistor circuits with binary inputs, binary outputs, analog inputs and outputs. Should be able to design and analyze filters including RC, Butterworth, and Chebyshev filters, and design and analyze transistor amplifiers using 2-port models. The resources that you need a calculator capable of doing complex numbers. I recommend your cell phone, the free 42 app on your cell phone. I need to be able to make videos, because on the labs, you need to demonstrate the lab. On some of these, you have moving parts, like it's playing a subwoofer. Video works pretty well for that. You need MATLAB. MATLAB is free for all NDSU students. Just register using your NDSU email address. That's ndsu.edu. Note, NDUS does not work. NDUS is for the North Dakota University System. That includes UND. We do not pay for UND students. We only pay for NDSU students, so don't use this. You need a Circuit Lab account. Again, use your NDSU email address, not NDUS. We don't pay for UND. And a lab kit. One lab kit per student. Mail them out early in May. As long as I have your mailing address, I'll get it to you. In terms of grading, grading will be the average of your homework and exams. The homework and labs together count as 25% of your grade. The exams count as 25% of your grade each, for a total of 100%. There is no final. Grades are rounded to the nearest 1%, so 90% you got an A, 80% you got a B, and so on. The textbook is free. It's on Bison Academy. You have access to the textbook during the semester, before you take the class, after you take the class. 10 years from now, if you want to go back and refer, what did I do back in electronics, it'll be available. Again, we want you to use information from previous courses. This makes it convenient for you. And not just electronics. Any of these classes, the textbook's available free online. Anybody's willing to use them, or free to use them. If you want a physical copy, I'd recommend Richard Yeager's book, Microelectronic Circuits. Get the cheapest one you can. Electronics hasn't changed since 1960. So the edition doesn't matter. The homework problems change in the back, but we don't use the textbook's homework problems. The lab kit's designed so that you don't need to come on campus. You can do everything that you need at home, in your dorm room. One lab kit per student, mailed out in early May. It includes the power supplies. Basically, we have 2 9-volt batteries. These are rechargeable, so you don't have to throw them out. Keep on using them over and over again. One battery drives a 5-volt regulator for digital circuits. 2 batteries gives you plus minus 9 volts for analog circuits. Breadboards, wires, components. Also has one of these Fierce multimeters in every kit. These just came out on Amazon about a month ago. I've been using them and really like them. This kind of makes the online labs affordable. You've got your multimeter and oscilloscope and signal generator all in one package. In terms of the syllabus, again, that's all in Bison Academy. That has the lectures, lecture notes, recorded lectures, handouts, homework sets, solutions once the homework's been turned in, videos showing how the homeworks work. If you go on Bison Academy, there's also solutions to previous homework sets. I do change the problems every semester, so don't just take previous solution and submit it. It's wrong. It's a different problem. But it kind of gives you an idea of circuits that were used previously, what they look like, how it was documented, stuff like that. And another good place to go, if you go under 320 electronics, under Best of 320. These have various term projects from the previous years. They're kind of fun to look at to see what other students have done. And legal stuff. If you have any special needs, let me know. We will accommodate them. As for academic honesty, do your own work. The point behind that is that when you graduate, you're going to be designing defibrillators, pacemakers, flight controllers, stuff like that. People's lives depend upon your design. If you can figure out how to get through NDSU without learning anything, don't. When you graduate, very quickly your boss will realize you don't know anything, and either you learn everything on the fly or you're out of a job. It's better to learn it here in school when your job isn't on the line than when you graduate and your job is on the line. And a lot of things you do, engineering is a lot like weightlifting. You can't just watch somebody else lift weights and say, I got it. You got to do it yourself. Likewise, in electronics, you got to design the circuit yourself. You got to scratch your head, try to figure out why it doesn't work, what wire's in the wrong spot, why does my transistor keep burning out. That's part of the learning process. How to build it, how to debug it, how to go step by step to get a working circuit. That you got to learn by doing. If you're a veteran, we will accommodate you, and attendance is required. However, this is an online class. Watch the videos, read the lecture notes, watch YouTube videos. As long as you can figure out how to do it, do your own work, get the labs to work. I'm good. So that in a nutshell is electronics. Again, this is a fun class. You went into electronics, actually you went into electrical computer engineering because you want to build things. This is where you build stuff. We're going to be building temperature alarms, light sensors, speaker amplifiers, subwoofers, stuff like that. This is where you get to build stuff. This should be a lot of fun. If you're not having fun, you're on the wrong major. If you're having fun in this class, you picked a good major. So that kind of in a nutshell is electronics. I hope you enjoy the course. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to meet with you. Again, this is Jake Lauer, and welcome to 320 Electronics.